They laughed at us. But our uncloaked warship changed everything. Captain Luke Morgan stepped into the grand hall of the Galactic Council, his boots clicking softly on the smooth metal floor. The room was enormous, stretching higher than any building on Earth. Alien beings of every shape and color filled the hall. Some had multiple eyes, some had limbs where humans had none, and some glowed with strange colors. Luke's eyes moved quickly, taking in the details without fear. Beside him, Commander Amy Fields walked with steady steps, her gaze calm and confident. Both knew they were small in this room, but they were not afraid. Humans had faced worse before, and they had survived. The council members, seated on elevated platforms, watched the human delegation with obvious disdain. Zarvok, a tall alien with long, spindly arms and a voice like grinding metal, leaned forward. "Humans," he said, his tone dripping with mockery. "You dare to present yourselves here? Your ships are tiny."
"Your weapons are primitive. You are barely worthy of notice."
Luke kept his face neutral. Amy's hands were folded neatly, hiding the tension in her fingers. Around the council chamber, other aliens whispered to each other, some giggling, others shaking their heads. The humans had come a long way to speak at this council, to negotiate, and to be heard. Instead, they were met with laughter. A smaller alien, bright green with sharp teeth, laughed and said, "They think they can fight with us? Look at them. They are like children bringing sticks to a war." Luke's jaw tightened, but he did not respond. He had learned that anger would not help in these situations. What humans lacked in size and appearance they made up for in resilience and intelligence. This council would see it, but it would take patience. The island council began to ask questions, each designed to belittle the humans further. "What technology do you possess that could threaten even a minor fleet of the council?" Zarvok asked, a cruel smile spreading across his face. Amy answered calmly, her voice steady. "We possess technology suited for exploration, defense, and communication. We seek knowledge and cooperation. Conflict is not our first choice." The council members laughed again. "Defense?" Zarvok said. "You think you can defend yourselves against any real force? Against fleets that can destroy planets in moments?" Luke felt a surge of pride at Amy's calm reply. "Perhaps," he said. "We are small. Perhaps we are underestimated. But humans have a way of surviving and adapting, even when others believe we are weak." A murmur of confusion and disbelief spread through the hall. Some aliens were genuinely curious, others offended by the human audacity. No one expected a small delegation from a minor planet to speak with such confidence. Zarvok's voice rose. "Your words are meaningless. You are not a threat. You are barely a species worth noticing. And yet here you stand claiming importance. How amusing." Luke's eyes scanned the chamber. He saw some younger aliens whispering to each other, clearly excited by the humans' courage. Perhaps they saw something that older council members had forgotten. Even a small opponent could make a difference with the right knowledge and timing. "We do not wish to start conflicts. We wish only to exist in peace. But do not mistake our desire for peace as weakness. Humans have a way of defending themselves when threatened." The council erupted into laughter again. One alien, with skin that shimmered like liquid silver, leaned forward and said, "Defend yourselves? Against us, you will be crushed. Entire worlds are smaller than your planet, and we destroy them without thought." Luke remained silent, though his mind raced. The aliens laughed, but laughter was often a shield for fear or uncertainty. He knew that humans had the potential to change the galaxy, but first they needed time and secrecy. If the aliens thought humans were weak, they had not seen the full truth yet. Amy noticed the whispers and laughter from some of the younger council members. She nodded slightly at Luke, understanding the unspoken truth. There were allies even here, among those who were open-minded, those who had not yet been blinded by arrogance. Zarvok's voice rose once more, demanding answers. "What is your fleet capable of? Can you send a ship into orbit and engage our forces? Or is your entire civilization limited to small, fragile vessels that can barely leave your planet's orbit?" Luke finally spoke, his voice calm but firm. "Our fleet may be small compared to yours, but our people have proven time and again that size does not determine strength. We adapt, we learn, and we survive. You may underestimate us now, but history has shown that humans can overcome impossible odds." A heavy silence filled the chamber. Some council members were shocked by the human boldness. Others snickered, thinking the words naive, but Luke did not flinch. He had learned that confidence, even when not matched by size, could plant seeds of doubt in the minds of even the most arrogant. The council's laughter eventually died down, replaced by tense whispers. Some older members were irritated by the human persistence. Zarvok's sharp eyes narrowed as he assessed Luke and Amy. "Bold words," he said finally, "but bold words are not actions. We will see if your species can back them up. For now, your presence amuses us." Luke and Amy bowed slightly, maintaining composure. "We understand," Amy said softly. "Actions will speak louder than words. And one day, the council will see the truth of our people." Outside the chamber, the humans walked through the corridors of the alien ship. They could hear muffled laughter behind them, but they were undeterred. Luke looked at Amy and said, "They laugh now, but they will not always." Amy nodded. "We have time. And we have the advantage they do not see yet." In the shipyard orbiting a distant star, human engineers worked tirelessly on a new class of warship. Ben Carter, the lead engineer, adjusted the final circuits of the ship's cloaking system. The vessel was larger than any human ship ever built. Its weapons were powerful, but most importantly, it could hide from sensors that even the most advanced alien fleets relied on. Lily Monroe, the chief scientist, checked the energy core. "This ship will make them reconsider," she said. "They will think they know us, but they will be wrong." Luke and Amy joined them, watching as the ship gleamed under the lights of the shipyard. "It is beautiful," Amy said quietly, "but beauty is not what will win this. It is our resolve." Luke placed a hand on the ship's hull. "This is more than a ship. It is proof that humans are not to be laughed at. We may be small now, but we will leave a mark they will never forget." The crew continued their work through the night, fully aware that the Council and the galaxy believed humans were weak. They laughed at their ambitions, at their courage, at their determination. But humans had always thrived when others doubted them. They had faced countless challenges on Earth and beyond, and each time they had survived. As the first stars of dawn appeared outside the shipyard's transparent dome, Luke looked at the horizon. "They laughed at us today," he said softly. "But one day they will see. And when they do, it will change everything." Amy smiled faintly, her eyes reflecting the light of distant suns. "They will not see us coming. That is our strength. Patience and preparation. That is the human way." The humans worked quietly but purposefully, building something that the galaxy had never seen before. They were underestimated, mocked, and laughed at, but they did not waver. The Council might have been confident in their judgment, but the seeds of change were already planted. Somewhere in the vast emptiness of space, the first pieces of the human warship began to hum with energy. Invisible and silent, it waited. Its creators were patient, knowing that the universe often learned the hardest lessons the hard way. And in the council chambers far away, the aliens continued their laughter, unaware that their arrogance was a fragile shield. One day that shield would break. Luke and Amy walked back to their quarters aboard the human ship. The stars outside seemed endless, but they were not afraid. Humans had always faced darkness, and they had always found light. The council might have laughed at them, but laughter was temporary. Strength was eternal. That night, humans across the galaxy looked to the stars, unaware of the warship being built in secrecy. Yet, one day, every alien who laughed would remember this moment. The galaxy would change, and humanity would stand at its center, not because of size or power, but because of courage, ingenuity, and unshakable resolve. The hidden shipyard hung quietly in orbit around a distant, quiet star. Its walls reflected the faint light of nearby suns, and within, humans moved with purpose. Engineers, scientists, and crew members worked together to complete the warship that would soon change everything. Captain Luke Morgan walked through the corridors, observing each team with careful eyes. He could feel the energy in the room, the excitement that came from knowing they were building something no other species had ever seen. "How are we doing with the energy core?" Luke asked, stopping near the central lab. Lily Monroe, the lead scientist, looked up from her workbench. She wiped a smear of oil from her cheek and smiled. "Almost ready. The core is stable, and the shields are performing better than we predicted. If we finish the final adjustments, the ship will be fully operational." Luke nodded, satisfaction in his eyes. "Good. We can't afford mistakes. Every detail matters." Nearby, Engineer Ben Carter was checking the propulsion systems. The massive engines thrummed softly, a quiet promise of power that few had ever imagined. "Luke," Ben said, "these engines are running at full potential. We could outrun any fleet in the galaxy if we need to. And with the cloaking system online, no one will see us coming." Luke gave a small nod. "That's exactly what we need. They underestimate us. They always underestimate us. That will be our advantage. Amy Fields, walking beside him, glanced at the glowing ship. I still can't believe how big it is. Even with our small fleet, this one ship alone will be a game changer. Luke smiled faintly. It's more than size. It's what we've built into it. Our weapons, our shields, our systems, they don't just match the Council's fleets. They exceed them in ways they will never expect. Ben Carter chuckled. Let's hope they never see it until we want them to. Imagine the look on their faces when we decloak for the first time. Lily rolled her eyes but smiled. Focus, Ben. This is serious. One mistake and the ship could fail. We are relying on every component working perfectly. The team continued working late into the night. Each panel installed, each wire connected, each system tested, brought them closer to completion. Outside the shipyard, the cold void of space stretched endlessly. Stars glimmered in the distance, silent witnesses to the human effort. Luke paused at a viewing window and looked out. The galaxy seemed calm and quiet. Most alien fleets would never suspect that hidden among the stars, humans were preparing a surprise. He could feel the weight of responsibility pressing on him. The lives of millions of humans, and perhaps the future of their species, rested on their work. Amy came to his side. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? She asked softly. Luke nodded. We need to make sure they never see this coming. Timing will be everything. We strike when the advantage is ours, not before. The following days were a blur of activity. The crew worked in shifts, barely sleeping. Engineers calibrated the ship's weapons, making sure each energy pulse would strike with precision. Scientists monitored the shields, running simulations to predict every possible attack the aliens could make. Luke and Amy coordinated the teams, ensuring that no mistakes slipped through. One evening, as the artificial lights of the shipyard dimmed for a brief rest period, Luke gathered the core team. We are close, he said. Soon, this ship will be ready. But remember, it is not just the ship that matters. It is how we use it, how we act, and how we make them respect us. They laughed at us before, but that laughter will end. Lily nodded. The energy core is stable. The weapons are ready. Cloaking is operational. This ship will be invisible until we decide to reveal it. Ben grinned. And when we do, it will be unforgettable. They won't know what hit them. Amy raised an eyebrow. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have tests to run. One wrong move and it could all be over. Luke smiled faintly. We will test everything. Every system, every function, every protocol. We are not taking chances. The galaxy may have underestimated us, but we will not underestimate ourselves. The next few days were filled with final tests. The engines roared to life, their vibrations shaking the decks. The shields hummed with energy, creating an invisible barrier around the ship. The weapon systems were calibrated with perfect precision. Every panel, every console, every system was checked and rechecked. The ship, now fully operational, stood ready in silence, cloaked and waiting. Luke walked through the ship, observing the crew. Each person moved with purpose, their eyes shining with excitement and determination. He could see the pride in their faces. They knew they were building something extraordinary, something that could change the galaxy forever. Amy joined him in the observation deck. It's beautiful, she said quietly, her eyes on the gleaming hull. But beauty won't win this. It's what we do with it that counts. Luke nodded. And we will use it wisely. They laughed at us before. Soon they will understand why humans are never to be underestimated. As the final preparations were made, Luke and Amy held a meeting with the crew. We have trained for this moment, Luke said. We have built the ship. We have tested it. Now we wait for the right time. Patience is our ally. When the time comes, we will act, and the galaxy will see humans as they have never seen before. The crew nodded, a mixture of excitement and nervousness in their eyes. They knew the risks, but they also knew the potential. The galaxy had laughed at humanity, mocked their small fleets and primitive technology. That laughter would soon end. In the following days, the shipyard remained quiet. Cloaked and hidden, the warship waited. Luke and Amy oversaw the final drills, running simulations of alien attacks and testing every system under extreme conditions. The crew became more confident with each test, understanding the full potential of the ship and their roles in operating it. One evening, Luke stood alone on the observation deck, staring into the darkness of space. The stars seemed distant, cold and indifferent. Yet, he felt a surge of hope. Humanity had survived against impossible odds before. They had faced storms, disasters, and wars, and they had always endured. This ship was a testament to that endurance, a symbol of human ingenuity and courage. Amy joined him quietly. "Do you ever wonder if they will take us seriously?" she asked softly. Luke smiled faintly. "They will. They don't see the full truth yet, but they will. We are underestimated, yes, but that is our advantage. They think we are small, weak, and simple. They laugh at us, and that laughter will blind them when we show our true strength." Lily and Ben joined them, leaning on the railing, their faces tired but determined. "The ship is ready," Lily said. "All systems are functioning." "We are prepared." Ben grinned. "They laughed at us." "Big mistake." Luke looked at each of them. "This is more than a ship. This is humanity's message to the galaxy. We do not start wars. We do not seek unnecessary conflict. But we will defend ourselves, and we will be respected. That is why we built this." The crew spent the rest of the night reviewing plans, checking systems, and ensuring everything was in order. The shipyard was alive with quiet energy, the hum of machines, and the soft chatter of humans dedicated to a single goal, proving that they were not to be underestimated. As the distant stars twinkled, Luke felt a sense of calm determination. The Council may have laughed, the galaxy may have doubted, but humans had a strength that went beyond ships and weapons. It was the spirit of their people, their ingenuity and their courage. That strength would guide them through what was coming. Days passed, and the final preparations continued. The crew grew more confident with each simulation, understanding how to maximize the ship's power and capabilities. Luke and Amy worked tirelessly, ensuring that every detail was perfect. They knew the time to act would come soon, and when it did, they had to be ready. Finally, the ship was ready. Cloaked and silent, it floated in orbit, a ghost in the void of space. Its systems were at peak efficiency, its weapons calibrated, its shields operating beyond predicted limits. Every member of the crew knew their role. Every human in the shipyard understood the importance of their mission. Luke stood on the observation deck, looking out at the endless expanse of stars. He could feel the weight of the moment, the responsibility, and the potential. "They laughed at us," he said softly, more to himself than anyone else. But that laughter ends soon. Amy joined him, placing a hand on his shoulder. "And when it ends, they will remember humanity does not forget. Humanity does not give up, and humanity does not stay small when the opportunity to grow is before us." Luke nodded. "We are ready. We will show the galaxy who we are. They may have laughed at us, but soon that laughter will turn to awe, and then respect." The shipyard fell silent, except for the soft hum of the warship. Cloaked and waiting, it seemed almost alive. The humans within its walls felt that energy, that quiet power that came from knowing they had done something no one else could. The galaxy had underestimated them. That would be its first mistake. And somewhere in the distant darkness of space, alien fleets continued their patrols, unaware that a force they had mocked was growing silently, preparing to change everything. Luke turned to Amy. "Soon they will see, and when they do, nothing will ever be the same." The human warship floated silently through the darkness of deep space, cloaked and invisible to every sensor. Captain Luke Morgan sat in the bridge, watching the blinking lights of the control panels. His hands rested lightly on the console, but his mind was alert, aware of every detail. Commander Amy Field stood beside him, scanning the holographic displays. Both knew the importance of what they were about to do. "The alien fleet is in position," Amy said quietly. "They are gathering near the outer rim. Their ships are massive and spread out. They are confident, as always." Luke nodded. "Good. Confidence will make them careless. That is our advantage. Remember, we do not strike first. We wait for the perfect moment. Patience is our strength." Below them, the crew moved with quiet purpose. Engineers monitored the systems, ensuring the ship remained fully operational while cloaked. Weapons officers ran final checks on the energy cannons and plasma turrets.
Every crew member understood the plan. They were to remain invisible until the moment of unveiling.
Then, they would show the galaxy what humans were truly capable of. Ben Carter, the lead engineer, approached the bridge. "All systems are green," he said. "Cloaking is holding. Energy core is stable. Weapons are calibrated. The ship is ready whenever you are." Luke looked at him and nodded. "Excellent. Let's make sure our timing is perfect. One chance is all we get." Lily Monroe, standing near the navigation console, added, "Sensors indicate the alien fleet has detected nothing unusual. Their confidence is at its peak."
"They do not suspect a thing."
Amy's lips curved slightly. "Then it is time to prepare." The warship drifted closer to the alien fleet. Each passing moment increased the tension on the bridge. Luke could feel it, a mixture of excitement and the heavy weight of responsibility. Every system had been tested, every procedure rehearsed, but the unknown still loomed large. The alien fleet was massive, filled with experienced commanders and advanced weapons. One mistake could mean destruction. "Captain," Ben said, pointing to the tactical display, "we are now within visual range of the fleet. Sensors cannot detect us, but their ships are close enough that decloaking will be dramatic." Luke took a deep breath. "Prepare the decloak sequence," he said. His voice was calm, but his heart beat faster. "On my mark. We will not strike yet. We only show them who we are. One moment, one message. Then we wait for their response." Amy leaned closer. "Are you ready?" Luke nodded. "As ready as we will ever be. They laughed at us before. Now they will see. That is all that matters." The crew moved quickly. Lights dimmed, the ship's hum grew louder, and the cloaking system began the final sequence. Outside, the alien fleet floated unsuspecting, their massive hulls glinting in the light of distant stars. They were confident, certain that nothing from this small human presence could challenge them. Luke activated the decloak sequence. A soft vibration ran through the ship as the cloaking field slowly faded. The hum of the engines became audible to nearby alien sensors. Slowly, majestically, the warship revealed itself. The alien fleet froze. Command ships turned, sensors flaring as the impossible sight appeared before them. The humans had built a ship unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Its hull glowed with energy, massive and strong, yet elegant. Weapons arrays stretched along its sides, shimmering with a power no alien had anticipated. The alien leaders gasped, their confidence faltering. "Impossible," one alien commander whispered. "No human could build a ship like that. It defies everything we know." Luke's voice echoed through the ship's communications channels, calm and steady. "You laughed at us. You thought we were weak. You were wrong. Humanity is not small. Humanity is not weak, and humanity will not be ignored." The alien fleet erupted into confusion. Some ships attempted to engage, firing their weapons, but nothing connected. The human ship's shields absorbed each blast effortlessly. Energy pulses from the warship struck back, disabling enemy weapons without destroying the ships. It was a demonstration of power, not a full attack. Amy's voice cut through the tension. "Weapons on display only. Defensive mode active. We are showing, not destroying." The aliens tried to organize, but chaos spread quickly. Their fleets were large but uncoordinated, unprepared for the human ship's speed, agility, and energy manipulation. Sensors could barely track its movement. It shifted position, rotating silently through the void, revealing energy weapons in a display that stunned the aliens. Luke spoke again. "We do not seek war.
We do not want destruction, but we demand respect."
Humanity has been underestimated for too long." Whispers ran through the alien ranks. "It cannot be," one said. "No human technology could do this." Luke smiled faintly. "It is real, and it is only the beginning." Some alien leaders began to consider negotiation. Pride battled logic. Their arrogance wanted to dismiss the humans, but the evidence before them was undeniable. They had underestimated a species that had been mocked, laughed at, and dismissed. That laughter now became fear. Amy's eyes scanned the fleet. "We can end this now if we strike fully, but that is not our goal. We want them to understand. We want respect first." Luke nodded. "Show them power without rage. Let them see what we are capable of. Let them decide." The alien admiral, Rhinoc, a large, armored being with glowing eyes, stepped forward. His voice trembled slightly as he spoke. You are not like we thought." "How did your species reach such technology?" Luke's voice was calm. "Through determination, ingenuity, and perseverance. Do not make the mistake of thinking humans are simple or weak. We adapt. We survive. And when we are ready, we act." The aliens continued to observe, some in awe, some in fear. The human ship's shields shimmered with energy, its weapons arrays pulsing with silent power. Every movement was precise, calculated, and deliberate. Nothing about the ship seemed ordinary. Lily Monroe's voice broke the quiet on the bridge. "Captain, they are attempting to send messages. They want to negotiate." Luke nodded.
"Good."
"Let them realize the difference between strength and threat. We are strong, but we do not strike unless necessary. Let them come to understand respect." Ben Carter grinned. "This is incredible." They are seeing humans for the first time, and they are stunned. Completely stunned. Amy added, "They assumed size and numbers meant power. They assumed arrogance and strength were the same. They were wrong. completely wrong. Luke turned to the crew. Remember, we are showing restraint, but we are not weak. Every system is ready. Every weapon is ready. We control the moment. They cannot hurt us unless we allow it. That is the human advantage. The alien fleets began to pull back slightly, still unsure of how to respond. Some attempted to communicate, sending waves of signals, but the humans had prepared for this. The bridge intercepted and decoded the messages. Most were frantic, confused, begging for answers. Luke studied the communications. They are afraid. Let them feel respect. Fear is temporary, but respect lasts longer. Humanity does not forget lessons, and neither does the galaxy. Outside the warship, the alien commanders argued among themselves. Their largest ships shook with the energy of uncertainty. Some demanded attack. Some demanded retreat. The human ship, silent but visible, had shattered their confidence. Laughter had turned to hesitation, and hesitation was weakness. Amy turned to Luke. They are trying to analyze our weapons, but they cannot understand the energy patterns. Every system is unique. They have never seen anything like this. Luke nodded. Exactly. That is what happens when humans innovate. That is why they laughed before. They could not imagine the possibilities. Ben Carter leaned forward, pointing at the tactical display. They are trying to move in formation, but every move we make counters them perfectly. They are reacting too slowly. Our speed, our shields, our energy distribution, everything overwhelms them without firing a shot. Lily smiled faintly. We don't need to destroy them. Seeing the ship, feeling the threat is enough. They are learning the hard way not to underestimate humanity. The hours passed as the human ship maneuvered among the alien fleet, showing power, precision, and strategy. Every movement demonstrated that humans were not to be laughed at. The aliens could only observe, their arrogance replaced with awe and fear. Luke finally spoke, voice calm and commanding. We do not destroy what we can negotiate with. Strength is only meaningful when paired with wisdom. Today we show power, tomorrow we demand respect. Humanity will not be dismissed, Amy added. Let them know we are not monsters. We fight only when necessary, but we will not be ignored. The alien Admiral Rhinoak, overwhelmed and unprepared, finally raised his voice. We did not know. We did not believe. Humans, your power, it cannot be ignored. Luke replied, steady and unyielding. Then let this be the beginning. Humanity is no longer small. Humanity is no longer laughed at. We exist, we endure, and we demand respect. Choose wisely. As the alien fleets began to retreat, still unsure of what to do next, the human warship remained in the center of the void, cloaked once more but fully prepared. Its presence had changed the balance, shattered arrogance, and created a new reality. Amy looked at Luke. They will never laugh at us again. Luke nodded, eyes on the distant stars. No, they will not. And humanity will never forget that power is not just in size or numbers. It is in courage, ingenuity, and resolve. That is what makes us strong. The crew, tired but proud, began preparations to return to their hidden base. They had proven their point without a full fight. The galaxy had seen humans, and the galaxy had been forced to reconsider. Outside, the stars continued to shine, indifferent but witnessing the rise of a species that had been mocked, laughed at, and dismissed. That species was now a force to be reckoned with. And for the first time, many in the galaxy realized that humans were not just survivors. Humans were strategists, innovators, and warriors of thought, as much as action. Luke turned to Amy, one last time before the ship slipped silently into the void. Today was only the beginning. One day the galaxy will understand that humanity is not small, weak, or simple. They will learn to respect us, or they will learn the hard way. Amy smiled faintly, her eyes reflecting the distant stars. And either way, we will be ready. The human warship floated quietly in space, now uncloaked for all to see. Alien fleets retreated slightly, still unsure of how to respond. Captain Luke Morgan stood on the bridge, his hands resting on the console. The crew moved with quiet confidence, their eyes bright with pride. Commander Amy Fields stood beside him, scanning the alien fleets. They had proven one truth already. Humans were not to be laughed at. The aliens are hesitant, Amy said softly. They are trying to understand what they are facing. Some are still sending signals, but no one is attacking.
They are confused. Luke nodded.
Good. Confusion is the first step to respect. They need to see that strength can exist without violence, but that it cannot be ignored. Ben Carter, the lead engineer, came forward. All systems are still green. Shields at maximum, weapons ready. The ship can take on dozens of their vessels if necessary, but they haven't fired yet. Lily Monroe, the chief scientist, added, their scans cannot fully read our energy patterns. They are trying to figure out how we built this ship, but they are failing. They do not understand our technology, and that is their advantage.
Luke smiled faintly.
Exactly. Let them try to analyze us. We will show power without unnecessary destruction. That is what makes humans strong. The alien commanders held emergency meetings aboard their ships. Fear and pride battled within them. Some wanted to attack immediately to show that they were still the dominant force. Others argued for caution, recognizing that this was not a typical human fleet. They had underestimated humans before, and they were not willing to risk their ships blindly. Reinach, the alien admiral, spoke through the ship-wide communication channels. Humans, he said cautiously, your technology, it is beyond anything we expected. We acknowledge that you are formidable. Why have you not attacked? Luke's voice answered through the channel, calm and steady. We do not seek unnecessary conflict. Humanity has never sought war without reason. We have shown you power, not destruction. Respect is what we demand. Attack if you wish, but understand that we are prepared to defend ourselves fully. The silence that followed was heavy. Alien ships hesitated, unsure what to do. Some scanned the human vessel again, looking for weaknesses that did not exist. Others whispered in fear, realizing that their arrogance had blinded them. Amy stepped forward. They do not understand yet. Let them know clearly. Humanity can defend itself, and humanity expects respect. That is all. Luke nodded. Agreed. Prepare a display sequence. Let them see exactly what our ship can do. Not to destroy, but to demonstrate capability. Ben Carter and Lily Monroe worked quickly, adjusting the energy displays and weapon projections. Lights shimmered along the hull, energy pulses danced across the ship's surface, and shields flared in controlled demonstrations. The human ship moved gracefully, showing speed, agility, and power that no alien fleet could match. The alien fleets faltered. They had never seen anything like this. Some ships backed away, unsure if they should continue. Others attempted communication again, sending urgent messages that were quickly intercepted and read by the human crew. Luke read the messages aloud. They are asking if we are willing to negotiate. They want to know our intentions. They fear provoking us. Amy nodded. Good. That is exactly the reaction we wanted. Fear is temporary, but respect lasts longer. Luke activated the display sequence fully. Energy waves spread across the ship, illuminating the void around them. Shields shimmered, weapons arrays pulsed without firing, and the ship moved with precision, demonstrating the full extent of its capabilities. Reinach's voice trembled slightly as he spoke again. Humans, your power is, it cannot be ignored. We acknowledge that attacking you would be catastrophic. We wish to negotiate. Luke's tone remained calm. Then negotiate with understanding. Humanity does not seek conquest. Humanity seeks respect and coexistence. We can form alliances, trade knowledge, and cooperate, but do not mistake our desire for peace as weakness. Humanity defends itself fiercely when necessary. The alien fleets hesitated, slowly retreating from the central area around the human ship. Some ships began sending envoys, while others tried to rebuild their formations. Fear and awe mixed in their ranks. Laughter had disappeared entirely, replaced with uncertainty. Amy watched the displays carefully. They are beginning to realize that humans are not to be underestimated. That is what counts. We do not need to destroy them.
They will learn from observation, Luke nodded.
The galaxy often forgets that strength comes in many forms. Brute force is not always the answer. Strategy, ingenuity, and courage are just as powerful. Ben Carter leaned over the console. Captain, if we needed to, we could take out their entire fleet. Shields at full, weapons charged. They could not stop us. Luke smiled faintly. We don't need to do that. Our goal is not destruction. Our goal is respect. Fear is temporary. Understanding lasts longer. Let them learn. The alien leaders began to send envoys aboard their own ships, approaching cautiously. Messages were transmitted discussing terms and conditions. The human crew listened and responded carefully, showing that they were capable of diplomacy as well as strength. One alien commander spoke aloud through their translator. Humans, we have been foolish. We judged your species by appearances and assumptions. We see now that we were wrong. Your power, your strategy, and your resolve are unlike anything we expected, Luke responded calmly. It is not foolish to learn from mistakes. It is foolish to continue ignoring reality. Humanity does not seek conflict unnecessarily, but we will act decisively to protect ourselves and our people. Amy added, "Respect is earned, not given. You have seen our strength. Now you have the choice to respond wisely." Over the next hours, negotiations continued. The aliens realized that attacking would lead to disaster, while respecting humanity offered the chance for cooperation and alliances. Slowly, they adjusted their formations, signaling their willingness to engage in dialogue. Lily Monroe spoke softly to Luke. "They are beginning to see that humans are not to be underestimated. Our technology, our strategy, and our resolve have convinced them. We have achieved our goal." Luke nodded. "Yes, but this is only the beginning. The galaxy will now recognize humans as a power that cannot be ignored." Ben Carter grinned. "And to think they laughed at us before. Imagine their faces when we first appeared. Priceless." Amy laughed softly. "Laughter has changed to respect. That is what matters. The galaxy will remember this day." Luke looked out the viewing window, the alien fleets retreating slowly. Humanity has always endured challenges. We have faced disasters, wars, and threats. Each time, we adapt and survive. Today, we have shown the galaxy the same truth. We are resilient. We are strong. We are not to be underestimated. The alien fleet sent more envoys offering peace talks and alliances. Some ships approached cautiously, sending representatives to discuss terms. The human crew prepared to respond, showing that humanity could negotiate as well as defend itself. Amy turned to Luke. "They are beginning to respect us. That is the greatest victory. Strength without wisdom is meaningless. Today we have shown both." Luke smiled. "Yes. Today humans have earned respect. Tomorrow we will continue to grow, to explore, and to prove that our species is capable of greatness." Over the following days, the alien fleets withdrew entirely, leaving the human warship in the center of the void, a symbol of power, strategy, and courage. Humanity's message had been delivered. The galaxy would no longer see humans as weak, simple, or unimportant. Luke and Amy walked through the ship, observing the crew. Each person carried a quiet pride. They had built something extraordinary. They had shown the galaxy what humans were capable of without firing a single destructive shot. Ben Carter spoke softly. "They will think twice before laughing at humanity again." Lily Monroe smiled. "They will remember this day, not as a battle, but as a lesson in respect." Luke paused and looked out at the stars. "This is only the beginning. Humans will continue to grow, to innovate, and to prove themselves. The galaxy has learned one truth. Humans are not to be underestimated." Amy stood beside him, "And they never will be again. Our people, our technology, and our courage have changed the balance. Today, laughter turned into respect." The warship glided silently through space, cloaked once more to continue its secret mission. Humanity had shown its strength, earned its respect, and secured its place in the galaxy. The alien fleets would tell stories of this day for generations, of the small species that had surprised the entire council. Luke turned to the crew. "We have done well. But remember, our mission is ongoing. Humanity's journey has only begun. We will continue to explore, to protect, and to grow. We are small, yes, but we are strong in ways they cannot understand. That is the human way." Amy added, "And with courage, wisdom, and determination, we will continue to prove it. Humanity has faced challenges before, and we will face many more. But today, we have shown the galaxy the true power of humans." The crew nodded, inspired by their captain's words. The stars stretched endlessly before them, full of possibilities. Humanity had claimed a new place in the galaxy, not through conquest, but through ingenuity, courage, and unwavering resolve. As the human warship slipped quietly into the void, leaving the alien fleets behind, Luke and Amy stood together on the observation deck. "They laughed at us," Luke said softly, "but our strength has changed everything." Amy smiled. "And it will continue to do so. Humanity has only begun its journey. The galaxy will never forget today." Luke looked at the distant stars, a sense of calm pride in his heart. "No, they will never forget. And neither will we. We are humans. We endure. We adapt. We survive. And we will always rise." And with that, the human warship moved silently into the unknown, ready to continue its mission, a symbol of human ingenuity, courage, and unstoppable will. The galaxy had learned a lesson that would last forever. Never underestimate humanity.